What's going on, guys? This is Chris from Subimods. Welcome back to the channel. And this week we got a big project going on with our 22 BRZ. We basically balled out and bought the entire Cusco catalog for the car. We got everything ranging from front and rear, adjustable lower control arms. We have rear sway bar, a bunch of bracing. We also have this fancy diff cover, which gives us half a liter more diff fluid, and also has ports where we can put an external diff cooler in. From SPL, we have front and rear adjustable end links. We got some shifter bushings as well to stiffen up that shifting. From Verus, we have a trans tunnel cover to make the car a little bit more slick, a little bit more aerodynamic. And lastly, from AWE, we have a brand new touring exhaust that we're going to be putting on the car, seeing how that sounds. This is brand new from AWE, specifically designed for the new BRZs and GR86s. So that out of the way, we're going to get the car up in the air and start getting these parts on, and let's get to it. So the exhaust sounds pretty good. I think that it really complements the engine really well, has some nice pops and gurgles. I'm excited to see how the track edition sounds when that comes in, but for now, I think the touring sounds good enough. It's loud, doesn't drone too much. But we're gonna go back under the car and overview the other things that we installed over the weekend and how it improves the drivability. So the coolest thing that we installed on the car was this diff cover. It increases the capacity of about half a liter, so a little bit more diff fluid. It also has these ports here so we can hook up a differential cooler in the future, which we'll most likely do once we start doing some hard driving. Behind the diff here, we have this fancy diff brace from Cusco as well. That just reduces any of the slop from the drivetrain, a little bit more direct drive to the wheels. Behind that, obviously we have an upgraded sway bar, so the rear end is a little bit stiffer, as well as the lower control arms here, which give us a little bit more camber adjustment. On top of that, we also have the toe arms here, which allow us to really dial in the alignment and get it nice and straight, as well as these trailing arms, which allow us to correct the caster as well as we go lower. So that really lets us get the suspension geometry perfect and get this car driving absolutely phenomenal. Moving up front, the team also installed over the weekend this transmission collar kit up in here. Basically what that does is it just makes the shifts a little bit more rigid, keeps the transmission in place a little bit more over the stock unit. Along with the collar kit, our team also installed the Subaru OEM short shifter kit. We're gonna give a quick comparison in a little bit, how that improved the shifting over the stock unit. And then moving even further up front, we also installed these lower control arms from Cusco, which give us some camber adjustment from the bottom, and also gives us a little bit wider of a track, as well as these SPL adjustable end links, which helps us really dial in the geometry and get that perfect. Moving even further up front, we installed this Cusco front brace, which just helps stiffen up the chassis a bit more. That's hidden under the splash shield here. So now that we've got the suspension covered, we're gonna put the car back on the ground, bring Brendan's GR86 in here. He has a stock shifter. We're gonna get a nice comparison between the Subaru OEM short shifter and the stock shifter in his car, and really get a feel for how short the throws are now. All right, so the BRZ is back on the ground. We finally got the diff fluid in. We got everything torqued up. We did an eyeball alignment just so we can drive it around and get it to the alignment shop. Don't mind the zoom mic here. Our lab's crapped out. But in the meantime, while we were working on everything, the track conversion for the AWE exhaust finally came in. So we got some sound clips before the touring. Now we're gonna take the car out, get some sound clips of the track so we can get a difference. We're also gonna take it down some tight roads and see just how much that Cusco bracing really made a difference. So to wrap it up, we have front bracing, rear bracing, all the toe arms, traction arms. We got a little bit more camber up front here with a little bit wider of a track. That should help us with the steer in. So right now we're gonna take it for some rips down some back roads, and we'll see just how much of a go-kart this car really is. Blast in the corners. This thing is just, I mean, I got no worries, you know, light on the brakes, gassing it right through the corners, right through the apex. It just wants more. I mean, I don't know when this thing is going to give out, but the 255 Advan tires combined with all the arms, the bracing, I mean, this thing just makes for a fun driving car. It'd be amazing to get this thing out on the track to where we can really push it. Yeah. The track edition from AWE is a stellar exhaust. Both the track and the touring sound amazing with this car. It really, I think this exhaust really brings out the best in the FA24. Just gives us such an aggressive growl to it without being too annoying. I mean, like before, we had the car up at 75 and it wasn't droning at all. You could definitely hear the exhaust, but did not have that low droning hum, which is nice, which you get a lot from a lot of the cheaper Catback exhausts. But AWE put their time in. Man, this is fun. Woo. Alright, so wrapping it up here with the BRZ. Let me put it in quiet mode here. Yeah, this thing improved 100%. I mean, just from the turn-in to the grip, I mean, this thing does not want to let go of the road. I mean, I've been trying to get this thing to break loose, but it just will not. I mean, combination of good tires, good suspension, really dialed in, basically all the bracing you can get, strut bars, suspension bracing, lateral braces, front and rear. I mean, this thing is set up to go. The only last thing we really have for it is a new set of coilovers. We got coilovers coming in, two-way adjustable with external reservoirs from AST coming in next week. After that, we're going to get this car professionally aligned, and from there, this thing is going to be ready for the track. But, I mean, just from driving around on these Faction Fab coilovers, still feels great, super confidence inspiring, just makes you want to drive, find all all the back roads and just drive the hell out of them. But for now, we're gonna find a spot to get some outside clips. But for this portion of the video, I think we're pretty much done. I appreciate everyone watching.